Namaste. Welcome to Buddha's teaching. Today's topic: the pursuit of happiness. So, every one of us living a life on this planet is looking for happiness. Happiness has different meanings to different people. It has different definition, and it also change as we age. Happiness to little kids is different from the happiness of an adult, and so on and so forth. So, what is happiness to you? Money or wealth, having love, having a partner, having the high level status, have power or popularity. Those are usually the things that people usually points to when we talk about happiness. People would say money would make them happy, having someone to love, have a partner would make them happy, being a famous star, popular, have power, that would make them happy, right? So a lot of people would probably say that. For low-income people, for people who don't have much, okay, food and shelter and clothing are their happiness. Okay, so those are the necessity. Okay, those are the things that we all need. So for low-income family, people in a third world country who don't have much, food, shelter, clothing, when they have those, they happy. Yeah. When the stomach is full, that's happiness right there for a whole bunch of people, right? So as we know, money is a necessity. All right, it is important because without that, it's gonna be difficult to get food and shelter and clothing. So money is important, it's necessary. Right now, as you sit there comfortably listening to me or watching something, right? You're comfortable. It's because your stomach is full, right? You're not hungry. Or maybe you are eating or drinking, right? You're having some kind of enjoyment, entertainment. You are fulfilling. You're feeling the stomach, so you're comfortable. Because if you are hungry, you don't have anything to eat. We know you cannot concentrate, right? When your stomach is not happy, you cannot concentrate. So having a full stomach is very important for us all. Of course, then we have this basic requirement, right? Food, shelter, clothing, and of course the other thing is being healthy, right? Not sick. It's not a requirement, but it's something that we need to have, right? Otherwise we won't be happy. When we are sick, when we are not healthy, we are not happy. Okay, So food, shelter, clothing, and being healthy, those are the things that give us happiness in life. That's a basic happiness for most of us when we have all those things. And this is very much what most of us are feeling right now, okay, every day. Okay, and we are comfortable, okay, especially for us in the Western society. We don't have much worry about, having food or shelter or clothing, okay, because of the living standard is different from people in other third world countries who were struggling. So we are comfortable for people in the Western hemisphere. But the other part of people in the world, people are struggling to put food on the table. So that's another story. And when you're struggling, then you're not happy. So having a full stomach is the basic happiness that we all need to have. The thing is, for us human beings, having a full stomach is not the ultimate happiness, right, that we strive for. Okay, if we're hungry, then we are striving to find food, right, to find shelter and all that. But once we are full, right, then we want more, we want something else. So having a full stomach is not the end of our pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness branch out more into more stuff, right? So there's a quote that says, when a man is hungry, he has one problem, only one problem, and that problem is the stomach that he needs to fill. But when the man is full, he has many problems. Okay? Remember when we were a baby? The baby cry when the baby is hungry, and the baby smile when the baby is full. It's simple, right? It was very simple. When hungry, the baby cry, and when the stomach is full, the baby is happy, right? It's simple. But as the baby grows older, the baby now wants more. Okay, we want more than just food. One of the ideas we think that bring us happiness is having a partner, or husband, or a wife, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and having a family. Okay, that's one of the ideas that most people have that would make us happy, that makes people happy. In the Western world, men and women will go through the dating periods before marriage, right? They go out and see each other. And for the people on the Eastern Hemisphere, like in Asia, okay, people, not 100%, but there are still people who go through what we call arranged marriage. Okay, it's a marriage that is arranged by parents. But regardless of the different cultures that we have in East or the West, the goal is to be happy. All right, the goal is happiness. You're looking for partner, looking to raise a family, to have a family. Why do we do that? Whether you live here or you live there, it doesn't matter where. Why do we need to have a spouse? Why do we need to have a family? It's because we think that what brings us happiness. Okay? So nobody in this world, nobody, not even one person in this whole world wants to have a partner or a family in order to have problems, right? Nobody wants to have a marriage and then to have suffering later on. Nobody wishes for that, right? Not one single person on this planet. Nobody wants that. But we all know how a lot of things turns out after marriage, right? When they're in a relationship, we all find out that relationship can be very complicated, right? Can be frustrated, can be a great challenge to life. In the West, when people are looking for a date, right, what are the qualities that people look for? Okay, what are the qualities that people look for in the person when they go out, they want to go out on a date, when they look for a date? I think first and foremost, it's the look. It's all about the physical appearance, okay, the chemistry. It is only natural that people like to associate themselves with something nice, pretty, and beautiful, right? That makes them happy. So, as we all know, in order to afford to have a pretty things, we need money, right? In order to afford nice things, pretty things, we need money. Okay, so the first quality is we go after the look, something nice, beautiful, and pretty. And of course, in order to have something nice, beautiful, and pretty, we need to maintain it, right? We need to make it beautiful also. So in order to afford that, we need money. Okay, so the second quality that people look for in a potential partner is money. Okay, job or the work that they do. Okay, or maybe if they're still in school, maybe they look at their education. What are they studying in college or in university, and what are their future potential in making money. So the qualities that people look for is, number one is the look, the appearance. Okay, is he or she good looking, right? And this is I'm talking about people who take dating or having a relationship seriously, right? Not something that they just go out and to the bar and have a one night stand. That's what they call, people who are not serious. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who are looking for some kind of meaningful relationship, and of course it starts out with, you have to have chemistry, the look, and then after that it's money. Those are the two important qualities that we all look for, right? So of course, when people are young, and talking about young people, young adult, they're people who don't really, give too much thought about the future. These people, they willing to overlook the second quality of the person, which is what kind of job they hold, the money, right, and things like that. So they just stay with the first one. Okay, as long as you are good looking, I'm good. Okay, so that kind of decision is like a what they call love at first sight or things like that, without thinking much, and they just plunge into that kind of relationship without thinking about anything else. So that kind of relationship, as we all know, most of the time they run into a lot of issue, and especially financial issue. Now, in the eastern part of the world, people who are on the ancient have ancient culture in Asia and things like that. Okay, the practice of arranged marriage, and parents will look for these two qualities, okay, also in their future potential son or daughter-in-law. Okay, when it's possible, when they're able to do so, they will look for those two qualities, right? But the ranking is different. Over here in the western side of the world, the look is number one, and then money or job security, financial security is number two. But for parents in the eastern side of the world, that ranking flips. The parents would look for the stability, right? Meaning what kind of job that the young adult has, okay, what kind of education they have, what is their potential, what are the potential in making money, okay. So money or education level is the top priority for parents in the eastern side of the world, and then the look is ranked second, so that the ranking flip in the in the arranged marriage, in the eastern side of the world. And it is understandably because parents, as they grow older, they have more life experience, and they know that it's hard to earn a living, and without money there's no happiness in the family. So from the way that parents look at the importance, money is number one to them. Now, there's a third quality, right, in this pursuit of happiness that most people often overlook or have no idea how to look for or what to look for. It's about a person's character or personality. It's about his or her manner, right? People have little knowledge about this quality of the person, and some even think that it's not important. In practicality, this third quality is the most important in all three. This third quality determines the health of the relationship. Long or short, happy or not, okay, it's this third quality that determines it. Okay, the infatuation may last a couple of years. The money may buy some temporary happiness in a relationship. But personality, the character of the person, is the most crucial element in any relationship. And this personality, this character, that it has to do with the person's psyche, right? And how it has developed. Okay, so which means that it has to do with the mind, the way the person thinks. That's what it comes down to. During Buddha's time, when the villagers, during that time, there were a lot of enlightened people, in many villages where the Buddha reside or often give out talks, and many people understood the teaching, although at different levels, but they do have great knowledge of the teachings, right? And they have received great wisdom from the teaching. And so they understand the importance of having good, wholesome mind. Okay, they understand that well. So, when they meet each other, whether at a gathering, family gathering, or social gathering or whatever, okay, the way they talk to each other, the way they ask each other is, how is your Dharma practice? Right? They don't ask, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? They don't. They ask, how is your Dharma practice? Are you doing any better with the practice? Right? With the cultivating the mind. That's what they ask each other. And they talk and give each other input of, oh, I have this challenge, and this is how I cultivate my understanding to improve my mind, to make myself the mind better, right? According to the teaching, according to what they understood. Because the mind is a very, as we all know, very difficult things to train. But they all know that the importance of training their own mind. So when they meet each other in a village, on the street or whatnot, that's the kind of question that they ask each other. How's your practice? What kind of challenge you have, and what did you do to overcome the challenge that arise in the mind, things like that. So that's how the village prosper. They have a lot more understanding toward each other, and they have more compassion toward each other, and not much crime at all, because most of the people practice and cultivate their own mind. Okay, so this is, and from this is how they look into their into the potential future son or daughter-in-law. They look into whether that young adult is practicing or is cultivating his or her mind at all. Does the young adult know what to do with his or her mind when the mind is defiled? How does that young adult respond or react? How does the young adult handle the situation? That's what parents look for during that time. Okay, they look for that quality in the person, in the young adult, that they looking to engage to become a possible future son or daughter-in-law, because they understood well the importance of a well-developed mind. A well-developed, well-cultivated mind is a mind that values wholesome deeds, wholesome speech, and wholesome action. This mind that can truly provide peaceful happiness, right? This is the kind of mind that can provide true peaceful happiness, the wholesome mind. Okay? In the world of untrained mind, chasing worldly happiness is very tiring. It's a very tiring endeavor, because worldly happiness always depends on something or someone out there. We all people are chasing after something because we want it. It's because we don't have it, right? If we have it, we don't chase after it, but it's because we don't have it, or we still want more. So we are chasing after happiness because we're not happy, or we don't have that happiness inside. So we are chasing, we are pursuing the happiness out there because we're not happy, right? In another word, we are lack of what that happiness is, right? So let's say, would you go on a vacation? Let's say, let me ask you this. Would you go on a vacation if you live in a place that is like a paradise? Okay, everything you need, everything you have, whatever, like a paradise. If you live there, you still go on a vacation? Let's say for people in the US, let's say you live in a rich beachfront area on a coast, right? Or in Hawaii, things like that, that we most of us say that's like a happy place. Okay, the ultimate paradise, or let's say people who live in the Caribbean resort area, okay, that kind of place that we say, oh, this is paradise. So for people who live in place like that, would they still go on vacation to different place? What do you think? And for people who live in the big city with all kinds of high rise, right, skyscraper, modern technology, and all that, okay, it's the marvel of the world. The people from the third world will look at the city like that with awe, okay, say, wow, that looks like an amazing place to live. But if you go ask people who live in that marvelous city, do they still go on vacation? Do they still go on vacation? Go to find some kind of quietness and relaxation somewhere. So the point I'm trying to make here is that whether you live on a nice, beautiful, beach full of palm trees and all that, or you live in, big, nice city full of, activities and entertainment and all that. Okay, every people who lives there tend to look at happiness in other place and not where they live, right? People who live on the beach, they want to go vacation in the city to see all the show, the light, the flashing light, the excitement and all that stuff. But people in the city, they want to go to the mountain. They want to find empty place that there's not many people around, to find their own peaceful happiness. So where is happiness then? Is it at the location? Okay, the happiness that we are looking for, that is it out there somewhere? So we should all now know that happiness doesn't live on the beach or in the big city, right? Happiness does not live in a big mansion or in a small house. True happiness lives in a wholesome heart, where the mind is developed properly, where the mind is cultivated properly. That's where happiness is. True happiness lives within. So true happiness is actually within every single one of us, right? Everything else out there, that is just extra stuff, the ornaments, the decoration at the surface level. But our true happiness is actually within. Okay, while most of us don't know and cannot find what that is, and that's the reason why we are chasing after happiness out there, right? Going through all kinds of headache and heartache, okay, hoping to find happiness from something or from someone or from a partner. Okay. Now, this does not mean that the teaching goes against having a partner. Okay. Having a partner, having a family is a natural thing for human beings. But if we think that that's what happiness is, then that is a great misunderstanding. Okay? That is a great misunderstanding, that having a partner or having a family is happiness or is the source of happiness. That is a great misunderstanding. Okay? Because true happiness is with a wholesome mind. Instead, true happiness is within every single one of us. And that's where we should be looking at. Okay? Instead of looking for that happiness outside. So that's the message that I want to relay today. Hopefully you get something out of this one. Alright, until next time, I like to pay respect to the Triple Gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dharma. And I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Namaste.
In the garden where shadows weave, poisons creep with silent breath, greed's cold hands and anger's flame, spinning tales of quiet death. But beneath the soil of sorrow, a lotus stirs with gentle grace. Loving kindness blooms like dawn, compassion's soft embrace. Rise, O lotus in the ashes, from the fire's smoky veil. Let your petals touch the sunlight, where peace begins to sail. Wash away the bitter rivers, cleanse the heart's deep scars. In the temple of the Spirit, love will heal our war. Hatred's storm may roar inside, thunder crashing in the mind, yet the calm within the stillness is the refuge we must find. Compassion flows like sacred rivers, winding through the darkest night, turning poison into nectar, transforming shadow into light. Rise, O lotus in the ashes, bloom with colors bold and true. From the depths of ancient teachings, Buddha's wisdom shines anew. Let kindness be your compass, let mercy be your art. In the silent song of healing, find the antidote of heart. Every breath a choice to soften, every moment a chance to mend. From the ashes of our burdens, let the Spirit transcend. The path is paved with gentle steps, where love and sorrow dance entwined. In the sacred flame of mindfulness, the peace we seek will find. Rise, O lotus rise in the ashes from the fire's smoky veil. Let your petals touch the sunlight where peace begins to sail. Wash away the bitter rivers, cleanse the heart's deep scars. In the temple of the Spirit, love will heal our wounds. So plant your seeds of kindness in the soil of your soul's deep heart. Nurture love and compassion, the antidotes that heal the heart. Greed and anger fade like twilight as dawn breaks soft and bright. Lotus in the ashes rising, bathing